Hello YouTube and welcome to another video and welcome to my channel, The Art of Perfumery. Today I'm going to bring you a great alternative for ombre leather, but for a fraction of the price. Of course, I'm talking about LATTAFA's Velvet Oud. Stay tuned. Okay, before I start my review, I highly recommend you to watch the Ombré Leather review because this review is actually going to be a comparison between Ombré Leather and also the Velvet Oud, which, like I said, is a great alternative for Ombré Leather for a fraction of the price. If you don't know, at least here in Ireland, this fragrance, 50 ml bottle like this, will cost you around 150 euros. So if you go for the 100 ml bottle, it will cost you around 160 euro here in Ireland. On the other hand, you can get your hands in this beautiful bottle. Take a look at this presentation, a work of art, for a 100 ml bottle for around 20 euro. You actually can't go wrong with this fragrance, especially because this fragrance smells very close to Ombré Leather. So if you want to save a few bucks on Ombré Leather, please get yourself Velvet Oud while you can, because this is an amazing fragrance and with an amazing performance as well. This thing projects for 3 hours on my skin and lasts for over 10 hours on my skin. I mean, it's a beautiful presentation and also great performance and great smell as well. You can't go wrong with this fragrance. My wife absolutely loves Ombré Leather on me, and I can tell you that she can't tell the difference between Ombré Leather and also Velvet Oud. Every time I'm wearing one of them two fragrances, she thinks that I'm wearing the same fragrance because they are very close. And of course, my wife doesn't have a very well-trained nose, but nor do people around you. So people around you won't be able to tell the difference as well, I can guarantee you, because they are very close. Of course, there are some difference. I can assure you there are some difference. When I smelled this fragrance for the first time, I picked up small little difference, but the difference are very minimum. Like I said, them two fragrances smells very close because they have the same main two notes, which are the leather, a very realistic in your face, robust leather, and also the amber that sweetens the leather and brings this resinous sweetness to this leather. This is the skeleton of them two fragrances. Of course, this fragrance will have a few other different notes that are going to bring a little bit of differences, but they are minor undertones. Okay, now let's go apply the fragrance, and then I'm going to the notes, and then I'm gonna jump right into the review. Actually, I'm gonna go for the notes now. So the notes of Velvet Oud are leather and also incense, citruses, amber, musk, and also cinnamon. These are the notes of the Velvet Oud. I'm going to apply the fragrance now. Take a look at the spray. It actually sprays very well. Very good spray. Take a look. Very nice cloud. It sprays the right amount of juice for the concentration. Let's feel the fragrance. Whew, very nice opening, very potent. And I have to say, from the opening, this fragrance reminds me a lot, but a lot Ombré Leather, because like I said, them two fragrances, they share the two main players, the two main notes in both compositions, which are this leather, like I said, that very realistic in-your-face leather, and also the amber as well, that's going to definitely bring sweetness to the composition. They're both sweet fragrances. All of the other differences that you're gonna pick in them two fragrances are gonna be minor differences, but the skeleton, the DNA of them two fragrances are the same, which are this leather, like I said, very realistic, very nice leather, I have to say, in both fragrances, and also this sweet amber that I pick in both fragrances. I remember as well when I wore the Velvet Oud for the very first time, and I felt the fragrance for the very first time, even before checking the notes of both fragrances, I picked a few differences between them two fragrances, but like I said, they are minor differences. One of the differences that I picked in this fragrance compared to Ombré Leather is because this fragrance is a little bit sharper. You're definitely gonna get a sharper leather in this fragrance because the leather in this fragrance is mixed up, it's blended with some citruses as well. The citruses are more volatile, and they also gonna push this leather a little bit more, making this fragrance, I would say, not as polished as Ombré Leather. So this fragrance It's a little bit graspier than Ombré Leather because it has the citrus note that make this fragrance jumps a little bit more at the moment you spray the fragrance. This is one difference, and the other difference is this fragrance is also a little bit spicier as well. So it's sharper, it's not as polished, it's not as velvet, even though it's called velvet oud, but I think the Ombré Leather is a bit more velvety, and also this is a bit more spicy. It's spicier because of a cinnamon note that I find in this fragrance, and I definitely can pick up this cinnamon. The leather note, on the other hand, on the Tom Ford fragrance, I would say it feels a bit more natural. Definitely you get a more natural leather in this fragrance, but like I said, the leather here is a bit more realistic. It's a super duper realistic leather, and the leather here is a bit warmer as well. The leather in this fragrance smells just like a warm leather jacket. Like I said in the other review, a jacket that you wore all day. You get the heat from the jacket, from your body. And also this fragrance is smoother as well. It's more well blended fragrance. Of course, Tom Ford fragrances uses better ingredients, and you are actually paying for it. You're paying for the marketing, and also you're paying for the ingredients. Definitely better quality on the Tom Ford. And also, like I said, I can smell the differences between the two fragrances, but most people won't, because they are very close, and from a certain distance they won't be able to pick up the differences as well. So I'd say the Velvet Oud is a bit more harsh, it's a little bit sharper, it's a bit graspier, and also a bit sweeter as well. I get a bit more sweetness in the Velvet Oud. And because of them citrus notes, I get a very light barbershop in this fragrance as well. I'd say it's a little bit soapier as well, because of the citrus note in this fragrance that I don't have in the Tom Ford fragrance. That, like I said, is smoother, is warmer, is more natural smelling, is more polished, especially because this fragrance has that jasmine note that, in my opinion, smooths things down a little bit. And the fragrance also has this patchouli that throws a bit of a woodsy dust to that composition as well. That, because of them two notes, it makes this fragrance a bit more polished, a bit more velvety as well. So if you ask me about them two fragrances, yes, the Ombré Leather, is a better fragrance. Definitely I can smell the difference, but you're paying way more for this fragrance, and for a fraction of the price you can get your hands in this fragrance. And I believe that Velvet Oud, LATTAFA has done a very, very good job in this fragrance, because, like I said, not a lot of people would be able to tell the difference once the fragrance is applied in your skin, because fragrances, they will have differences anyways. This fragrance, the Velvet Oud, won't smell the same on my skin and your skin because of the differences of the chemistry of your skin. And like I said, this fragrance projects very well, always lasts on me over 10 hours, 10 to 12 hours all the time, which is not bad at all. What I noticed with this fragrance is when Velvet Oud reaches the 8-hour mark, it starts losing a bit of stamina. That's the main difference. While the Tom Ford Ombré Leather, it keeps going, it keeps pushing through, and these fragrances after 8 hours lose a bit of stamina and last around 10 to 12 hours. While this fragrance, to be very honest, I don't know the end of the life of this fragrance, because eventually I'm gonna have to shower. But this fragrance will last you 12, 13, 14, 15 hours even. It's a really, really powerful fragrance that just don't fade away. This thing keeps pushing through after the 8-hour mark, keeps pushing through, no problem whatsoever with the Tom Ford fragrance. But going now to the overall smell of them fragrances, I highly recommend you to watch this fragrance, because I already explained the seasons, what's the best way to wear the fragrance, what is this fragrance for, the weather, the versatility, everything. And of course they are very similar, so the versatility are the same. You can wear this fragrance, definitely a fragrance for winter and fall. But I would say Tom Ford is a bit more refined, it's a bit more natural smelling, it's a bit smoother, lasts longer as well. So I definitely gave this fragrance on my review a 10 out of 10 for Tom Ford Ombré Leather Eau de Parfum, because it's very realistic. It's very, very good. This is probably nicher than niche in my opinion. And this fragrance is a bit sharper, it's a bit graspier. From the moment you apply to the end of the fragrance, feel that this fragrance is a bit sharp. It also lacks a bit of the refinement that you find at the Tom Ford fragrance. And of course, I like a bit more of the dry down of the Tom Ford because it's just smoother, you know, like that jasmine note. It makes a huge difference in this fragrance, and also the patchouli that, like I said, throws that woodsy dust to this composition that makes this thing incredible. Very, very nice, to die for. So I give that to this fragrance 10 out of 10. And the smell of Velvet Oud, I'll give it a 9 out of 10. It's not far behind. You know, if I didn't have enough cash to get this fragrance, I would definitely happily get this fragrance, because this thing is very, very good. And if you didn't have these before, you really find this thing amazing. Just because you're smelling them two side by side, I have to give that to Tom Ford, but this one is not far behind. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching my review. If you like it, please don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss my content. Don't forget to leave a like so the algorithms spread my videos, and please don't forget that I'm Mark Lacerda, and of course I see you in the next video. Bye.